Last, I wanted to try to end this evening on a slightly better note, at least in terms of stuff. Um, I've cleaned up a bit more of the mesh of the Thunderdome plane. I don't technically have it ready for dummying and making ready for Grand Theft Auto. At this point in time, I'm kind of more just trying to get models done in general. I kind of have a tech person for this, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get products done and out the door as much as possible rather than worrying about the tech side of things at this particular point in time. Doesn't mean I don't care. It just means that I'm just trying to really get a lot of these projects done because this is a long overdue project. And with Mad Max Fury Road set for next year, to come out next year, this would be a timely release of a lot of these mods. And actually looking online at some of the people who are working with some of our old mods, like the beta version of the Landau that was never technically released to the public, at least not the San Andreas edition. I've decided that tonight I'm going to try to go back and fix the Landau because the wheels are atrocious. I did bad rims because I figured that somebody was going to skin the rims, and they never did. But I think doing a more 3D approach to the rims would probably be the best possible way to do it. I also need to fix the back tire because the back tire is really fat versus where it needs to be. Because I've got a perfectly side view of the movie car that I'm doing, which is, for those of you not in the know, it's the black car with the skull hood ornament that looked like it had machine guns sticking out the front, but apparently those were superchargers, or I don't know. I like the way they looked, but you know. And it was the car that Max smashes into the back of, who then smashes into a dune buggy that gets up onto the road and ends up crashing in front of the rig that later becomes the rig that Mad Max uses to help the people in the compound haul that fat tank of gas. And it has some unique attributes to it that we have in the past been able to represent, but unfortunately I lost some of the most beta of models from 2009. And so I've been trying to contact some of the people who may still have some of the beta models to try to get working models out there, because I saw on the video comments as much as 10 months ago that people were begging for a release of the Landau. And I want to give that to them. But not only am I doing that, I'm going to go back and I'm actually going to strip it of the movie parts and create what do you call it? A stock version of the Landau. Because it is a rather neat little muscle car from Australia, and I'm going to try to maybe reshape a bit of the body on the back end of it so that everything matches up, because I have a perfect side view, as I said before, that I could throw into 3D Max and just match it up with the car. So that's kind of my focus right now, though I have had some work on the Holden HJ 1975 panel van Sandman. Yes, that is a mouthful. It's the car that Max and Jesse owned before Jesse unfortunately bit the dust at the hands of Toe Cutter and the gang. And so I wanted to get that done so that I can then focus on the pickup truck that Goose bit it on. And I actually am starting to go back and try to rewatch Mad Max, because I could have sworn the white police car that we're looking at is actually a meat wagon in the scene where they're mopping up after Mad Max from the beginning, where Knight Rider got killed by slamming into that semi truck and exploding. I could have sworn that it was like an XB wagon. But if I'm wrong, then I may just throw out the whole idea of doing the car that's in the background and just focus on those two vehicles. As for the tow truck and the trike that you kind of see in the movie at times, I don't really think anybody's going to be clamoring for either of those at this particular point in time. You're going to want the main cars and bikes, and we got most of the main cars and bikes done, but there's still a few loose ends I feel that need to be tied up, and I'm tying them up as we speak. It's going to be slow and going, but I mean, there's certain things that I can do. And if I succeed with the Landau, I can fix the Mack truck in terms of its wheels. And I even know now how to do two different hubcaps so that I can have the front hubcaps be different than the back hubcaps. Although I'm not fully up on how this is going to work, but I'm going to do my best to make it work so that everything goes the way that it should. So that we have realistic movie models in game. Beyond that, not a whole lot to really get into at this point in time. I mean, I've got meshes that I have to finish up. I may try to talk to a gentleman who's already done a lot of the models that I haven't finished and see if he'll allow me to borrow some of his 3D models to ref off of. Because some of the work I've been doing on some of the models I haven't been posting has just come out atrocious, and I don't like it. And I'm not going to release something I don't, as a Mad Max fan, that I don't agree with. And that's on top of every other responsibility I have in life right now as it stands, and taking care of my girlfriend, which for the most part I'm doing very well at. We're doing very well. In fact, she sent me a love letter recently, and a handmade, handmade card, 3D card that I think is really neat. And I think she should do more of these professionally. But she gets embarrassed when I say stuff like that, and I guess I get embarrassed too at times. So I can't exactly blame her on stuff like that, and not like I'd want to. So there's a lot of work that's underway on my end of things. Again, no word from the team, but I might try to see if I can recruit people from this new place called I believe it's called the Chop Shop. Let me see. Or the Kotz Chop Shop. I'll throw a link down in the underbar to it. These people seem to be helpful, although they are weary to outsiders, and I just happen to know somebody. My old Skinner happens to know somebody on that forum who said, just mention my friend's name or his screen name, and people would know who he was, and they'd be willing to help me. And lo and behold, they were willing to help me. But I may try to recruit some of them, see if maybe they can help me get models churned out and out to the general public. I think I might start posting on there as well the mod project as it is. See if people might want to help out, because I've kind of lost my team temporarily, at least. Hopefully not fully, but if I have, I have. And this seems to be the curse of this project, as much as I hate using that terminology since I don't necessarily believe in things, but this mod always has something happening to it. But I told you I'm not going to stop until the mod is done, and I'm not going to stop until the mod is done. Even when I'm at school, I'm going to chip away at these models, even if I can only give an hour or two a day because of all my other responsibilities and my schoolwork. Anyways, this is just the latest dev diary on this. I still have no way to, I'm not going to get my OS from my laptop anytime soon, even though I found a cheap $90 version on Amazon right now. At this point, I just don't have the funds for it. So having a laptop with a better card that's going to handle San Andreas so that I can do videos of our mod work for your enjoyment and pleasure just isn't in the cards right now. But that doesn't mean it won't be. Anyways, this is Octavius Rex, signing off.